Okay, so we left off with you were answering a little bit about the coming out period and how you were dealing with who knew and when they knew and how to kind of put out fires, perhaps, of mom and dad finding out. Let's talk about how you remember the first experience of telling somebody, telling either whether it was your friends or your family or me, and
Well,
what order it kind of happened for you in your memory.
okay, before the whole relationship thing started, I had one friend, and let's just call her Meredith.
Hi, Meredith.
Hey, Meredith. Um, we went to high school together,
Can you
and
remove the duck from above your head just for me? Just move that to the.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. It's been bothering me for a while.
Oh, by the way, this is my bedroom that I actually came out to my dad, and just so you know, this is where I grew up. But it wasn't this pretty. It was checkers. It was checkers. This bedspread.
Wasn't so gay.
No, no, it was much more masculine back then. Okay,
Say, going back to subject, you were going to tell us about the order in which you came out to people and how they reacted.
Meredith. She and I were seniors. We became very close our senior year of high school, and we started going out to this 18 and up club called the Wave.
I thought it
And
was Detour.
well, that was a straight club. The gay club that we went to was called the Wave,
Okay.
and we would go. We would tell people that we would go just because, well, they let people in that are under 18, and we were 17, I think, at the time, and or I had a fake ID or something, and so we were able to get into this club, and then Meredith and I continued our friendship, and then Meredith got a girlfriend, I think, and this is after after the summer after our freshman year, we kind of told each other that we might be bisexual, and that turned into a summer of the Wave and going to clubs like the Village Station in Dallas, and really just getting acquainted with what it would be like if we were gay. And Meredith got a girlfriend, which terrified me because up to that point I was using Meredith as my wingman. You know, she was the one. Everyone thought that there was something going on with me and Meredith, and when Meredith presents herself with a girl, then I was kind of like, uh, where where do I go? And I got angry at her because she was started feeling more comfortable with herself, which is weird because I ended up coming out. Did I come out before her or after?
To me, it was the same time, both of you.
Yeah, I guess we were both going to gay bars and trying things that were new. So, um, what happened after that? I guess that's when I went back to school, and I think I told my girlfriend at the time, or
Okay.
what just happened
Before we got so rudely interrupted by a battery dying,
with the flip cam.
we're going to go back to what we were talking about, which is that you were kind of disappointed that Meredith, who had been kind of your beard for a little while in the beginning of your coming out, had suddenly become okay with being with a girl, which kind of left you high and dry, which propelled you to come out to each other. And then you said you took that information with you back to college, and we left off.
Yes, and the thing about this whole process is that when the coming out started to when I actually was out to the world, um, it's so confusing and so, it just in increments. It just gradually happens and expands in all directions, and I think that the next hard task for me to accomplish would be to break up with my girlfriend. And I don't even know if I broke up with her. I think I just we were still lingering, and I made the final cut by telling her that I was bisexual. And then she went back home to UT where she was going to school, and she was going there with my my best friend from high school. And I asked her not to tell anyone, but she told him. And then they started dating. That's not. It was just, I don't know, part of the whole story that made it even more confusing. Not more confusing. It was confusing altogether. But do you want to redirect me?
Sure. Okay, so basically you came out to a girlfriend that propelled one of your best friends to find out. Who else did you contact right around that time? What's in your memory? What was kind of the order of who you told and how they handled it?
Well, I think at that point, my best friend Scott told our cousin Adam, because we were all friends, and I think at this point everybody was kind of assuming something, because I was going to an alternative bar, and some of my biggest fears is that you would find out, and that my absolute worst fear of all was that my parents would find out, because I didn't want to let them down. And then all of a sudden that it just all started to unfold. I came out to Brent came out, or told Scott told Adam, then they probably told you.
Meredith told me, but that was she did it by accident. She thought that I knew because you guys were going to the gay bars, and we had a very deep conversation about Meredith and myself had a very deep conversation about something that was so arbitrarily just random. And then one day, at one point in the conversation, she goes, "So you know that we're both kind of gay?" And I went, "What? What are we talking about?" But that was when you guys were both home for a holiday. I don't think even Scott or Bren knew at the time. I think it was pretty much at the beginning. But I didn't say anything to you, and I waited till you told me, which was a few months later. And I think you were already dating Matt at the time.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So I guess that comes to coming out to the folks. Are we at 5 minutes?
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't know, actually. I don't see a time. Oh, I do. We're at 4.
Okay. So let's start again.